Fantastic. Awesome, guys. Hey, we're going to have some fun this morning. I'm going to talk about bridging the trust gap and pushing the easy button for sales. So we're going to see how that all works. If there's anyone that you think should be here, now's the time to go and grab them. WLSzoom.com/training. You can get them to come on in and attend if you want somebody from your team or a colleague or somebody that you like. Don't invite the people you don't like because chances are we won't like them either. But bring them on in if you want to, and we'll have some fun. Mr. Kyle in the house. Thanks for joining us. Fantastic. Mark coming in as well. Fantastic. Mark, I just saw your avatar badge just before you came in. And I know that when you're asking us about markets and advice and that kind of stuff, you often talk about swim coaches and swimming schools and that kind of stuff. And I just saw your World Aquatic organization badge, and I'm like, now I understand. That's why Mark's market is in the swimming coaches and that kind of stuff. Amazing. Cool. Hey, Kim, great to see you. Kim, keep your eyes on the road. Amazing to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have some fun. Hey, guys, by the way, we are, as always, recording the session. So specifically for Kim, if you get in, and you need to turn it off, then that's all good. We'll have that recording out to you guys as well. So cool. Awesome. Mr. Kyle, do you want to just drop a post in the group and let everybody know that we are live? I think this is going to be a fun session. I'm certainly excited about it. The information I'm about to cover, I got a bit of a wake-up call with when we went to the SaaSpreneur event in Sydney a couple of months ago. And ever since then has made a massive difference to what we do internally. And I can't wait to share it. So jumping right in and seeing what we can do. Dion jumping in the house as well. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, let's kick in. Respect for time, see if we can cover this off real quick. So I'm going to do a screen share. I've got a bit of a walkthrough presentation here, and I know it's not as interactive as live, but I really would love for you guys to feedback and to comment and to be part of it. And to kick that off, I would love your feedback on the first question, which would be, how did you hear about White Label Suite? Did you see something on YouTube or Facebook? Did a friend invite you in? How did you find out about White Label Suite? Would be a great question to start with. If you can remember, at the GHL Summit in Dallas, cool. Bridget, says Stacy. Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Bridget's still one of our long-term friends. She's going to be on our panel for our upcoming event, which we cannot wait for. Have you guys registered for your tickets, by the way? Make sure you get on that pre-registration list for our upcoming event, which is 28th, 29th, and 30th. From Bridget as well, Manolo. Cool. All right. Looks like we need to send Bridget a big gift basket, Johan. We do that quite often. On your birthday, Stacey, the event is on your birthday. Nice. All right, cool. Kyle's just dropped a link in there, guys. If you haven't pre-registered for the event yet, do make sure to jump on over there and grab it.
A
The
3 day
three-day talk. Yeah.
good one. I like that. That's cool. That's the summit from last year.
The talkathon. I thought that's that's where you get
We're gonna
sponsored for
have
never shutting up.
we're gonna have that again this year. It's gonna be epic.
It's
I'm
going
so
to be great.
excited.
Man, it's going to be amazing. The speakers are all confirming and stuff now, and it's just, oh man, so fantastic. Mm. Okay, cool. So from a trusted friend, from events, personal posts on Facebook or GHL groups and content there, Dion. Yeah, amazing. So that kind of, and from a business partner, Nigel. All right, great. Again, the transfer of somebody who knows something and passing that on as a referral. Very cool. Cool. So we're going to jump this in. Let me share my screen here and talk about bridging the trust gap. And I think I want to kick this off and make sure we've got it. Hey, Jared, great to see you, man. All right. So let's jump in here and have a quick look. Jumping into presentation mode. Have you guys used Gamma, by the way? Most amazing find of this last a couple of weeks of AI development. I can't say last year because AI moves so fast. All right, so bridging the trust gap, the easy button of sales. In today's complex B2B landscape, creating trust isn't just important, it's everything. Today, we're going to explore how to set up your automated trust building system, turning unaware prospects into eager buyers without requiring constant manual effort. All right, that's what we're going to be covering off. And for those of you who haven't already done so, stick with us, and I'm going to give you some cool things at the end, little tools that we've created to help along this journey as well. Little AI programs that are very, very helpful to make this happen. So My thing about the trust gap here is that the entire market has changed. I was listening to Hermosi and Sam Ovens, who run School, on a call the other day, and they were talking about this very phenomenon. And a question from the audience came in, and they had like a whole room full. It was like the school games thing, and a question came from the audience. Do you think the market's changed since you wrote $100 million leads and $100 million offers? And Hermosi said, yeah, absolutely. Like without a doubt, people. It used to be the fact that you could put up a Facebook ad and run it enough times, and people would click, and they'd come to a sales page, and you'd get a conversion rate, and you'd be sweet. But even like when I started marketing, people were saying, you need four touch points, and in real sales, sorry, in face-to-face sales, real sales, in face-to-face sales, four touch points is still a thing. And then I moved to seven touch points, and it was like you need to have multiple follow-ups, and you have that retargeting, and people will look at something and they'll move away and then they'll come back. And now it's up to 11 touch points. And Google's measuring that data from what they call point zero, which is when somebody goes, I need something. And it's 11 touch points later that they have enough trust. And so Hermosi was answering this question and said he believes the market has changed dramatically. And it has become a massive trust deficit. It's become a massive trust deficit. And the reason that he gave, which I highly agree with, was because people were so responsive to ads. So somebody put up an ad and go, "This is the greatest, most amazing teeth whitening system you've ever seen." And people would go, "Oh, yeah, I need my teeth whitened." And they'd rush over there and buy it. And then they'd get their teeth whitening system and go, "This doesn't work at all. This is absolutely crap." And then like people would start posting those reviews, and more the case that people had bad experiences with not great products, and the trust deficit started to widen, right? And so for you guys, like I'm curious. I bought something on. Oh yeah, that's right. My daughter's going camping, so we were looking at a sleeping bag yesterday, and my wife and I, on a cup of coffee, were scrolling through sleeping bags, and so we're on Amazon, and the first thing that we're looking at is reviews, right? And even if it's got 50, 60, 80 reviews, we're like, nah, it's not really known in the marketplace. Imagine that, 80 reviews and you're not even known. Oh, there's one. They've got 1,400 reviews. Okay, cool. We can start to see. The trust deficit is real, you guys. And people, you can't put up an ad anymore that just says, "We're the greatest thing of ever, whatever," and expect to get customers, because people are researching. They've got ChatGPT in their pocket. They've got a billion other different choices. And importantly, to this conversation that we're having this morning, they have a lot of other people in the marketplace who are educating them. And so to play that game, you have to play on the same field, right? You have to play in the same arena. Hermosi, again, coming back to that conversation, said he realized this 5 years ago, and that's when he just went all in on content creation. And his most valuable exercise in a company with 400 people and doing the kind of turnover that he's doing, the thing that he concentrates on most is content. So he's still just pushing out all of his YouTubes and all of his Instagram stuff and pushing out content. So we'll get to how this works in just a second. But again, just for feedback, just curious, have you guys felt that? The trust deficit? You need to be much more present in your buyer's world so that they are willing to pass money over to you. Yeah. And your clients are the same buyers, by the way. So for all of us, because we're in agency land, for all of us who are running agencies, this, I guess, information that I'm passing on, I learned from Troy Dean in Sydney, as we were saying. You can pass this on to your clients, because I feel like this is something that you're able to help them in their growth as well. Yeah. So one of the best ways to learn is to teach. So pay attention and keep that notepad handy. All right, cool. Let me jump back into the presentation here. So the trust gap has been something that's just really become prevalent in the last little while. And it's something that makes a massive difference to the way people buy and the way that you get their attention and the way that you can sell. So moving through the awareness reality check. In any marketplace, there is only a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of people that are solution aware. All right. Most people are unaware. Most people in a particular niche or a group of people are unaware of the problem. So they are just doing it because that's the way it's always been done, and they don't see it as a problem. It's it's fine, it's working, it's good, it gets me the result I'm getting, and no issues. Cool, no probs. They don't have a problem. The next tier of people in the marketplace, slightly smaller, realize that there's probably a better way of doing things, but haven't found it yet. So this sucks, but keep on going. And only a tiny percentage of people have said, right, cool, let's get into that research phase. Let's find out the answers. Let's get the solutions. All right. So when we're looking at a marketplace, no matter how big the size of that market is, we are looking at a massive amount of people, and only a small percentage of them are actively looking for you right now. Right. Only a small percentage of people are actively looking for you right now. And in a lot of the Facebook videos that I've done over the last couple of weeks, I'm talking about the fact that these bottom two tiers are where the advertising platforms make their money. Okay? Because you are absolutely paying per click. And you might create the most interesting ad ever, but that doesn't educate the market that spending money down here, getting a click from a flashy ad that's come in, doesn't actually mean that you've got anybody in this space here at all. All right. So most B2B companies make the critical mistake of only marketing to the tiny slice of solution aware prospects, ignoring the massive opportunity in the lower awareness segments where competition is minimal. Now, that's absolutely true. If I'm marketing on Facebook, right? And so Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever your marketing platform of choice may be, you are spending a ton of money, and the majority of it's going down here. And the ones that are solution aware who are getting interrupted in their scrolling and clicking on your ad, tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of them up here. Okay. So this is expensive. All right. But the opportunity is here. And the goal of today's presentation is to get more people to move up a tier and to trust you when they do it. Okay. So that's what we're going to be looking to do. But we don't want to do it by spending a ton of money. We want to do it by some smart marketing, which I'll get into. All right, let's jump in. So the new trust equation, and this is again, giving my kudos to Troy Dean, who was very educational in Sydney. Today's trust requirements. A customer will need to consume 7 hours of content across 11 touch points in 4 locations before making a purchase decision. Right? So it used to be 4 touch points and then went to 7 touch points, and now it's 11 touch points. What does that mean? That means that people are researching. They might watch a short clip which takes them to a YouTube video. They come into a webinar. They're absorbing a blog post. They're listening to a podcast. They're touching that content over and over again. Right? So, Johan, that's not the message I'm trying to get across, bro. You can take that down. You can take that down, mate. That's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So the reality is that you need to be developing this trust. Yeah. So social media has become our most powerful weapon for systematically delivering these trust building interactions. And I want you guys to think YouTube. Right? I want you guys to think YouTube. Yes, YouTube is a social media platform. There are lots and lots of, content methods on Facebook and Instagram, but those platforms are designed predominantly for entertainment. Okay, they're designed predominantly for boredom busting. Right? People fill their gaps of their day in the life with doom scrolling. Right? You're waiting in line somewhere and you're scrolling something. So it's not the ideal or optimal platform for absorbing content, but YouTube is the place where people go to absorb content, right? So we need to be having what do you need to be found on YouTube? Guys, not a trick question. Give me some feedback in the chat. What do you need to do to be found on YouTube? Give me a bit of an idea. What are you thinking? Tutorials, says Manolo. Great. What do you need, guys? Problem solving, says Jared. Yeah. What do you need, guys? Just your thoughts. How to's. Yeah. Nigel and Manolo. Yeah, exactly. How to content. Yeah, absolutely. Value and quick solves. There it is. So YouTube is the number one search site in the world for how to content. But here's the reality. What do you need to do to be found on YouTube? You need to be on YouTube, right? You actually need to be there. And there's no way around that. There's there's ways of creating content that doesn't require you to be on camera, but to be found, you need to be findable. Okay. And to be findable, you need to be present. And that means you need to be there. And when we were in Dallas last year, Johan and I, in the affiliates, so they had the Dallas conference for 3 days, and then the fourth day was affiliate day. And that affiliate day was so unbelievably valuable. The best affiliates in the world for high level were in that room, and consistently 100% of the people that spoke on stage said they get the majority of their sales from their YouTube content. 100%. Wow. Right? So to be findable, you need to be able to be found. You need to be present. And again, as much as that sucks, I'll give you some tools that will help in just a sec. Okay. So content as your trust building funnel. Content as your trust building funnel. I I'm seeing everybody get high level tattoos and stupid stuff recently. But if I was to get a tattoo, it would be tofu, mofu, bofu. Mainly because I think that sounds funny when you say it in all three ways together. But this has been my mantra for the last couple of months. Tofu, mofu, bofu. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Right. So as you guys said, what kind of content do they need on YouTube? It's how-to content. So top of funnel, if you think about this funnel, right? What we're trying to do is bring people on a journey to us, to our product, to solve their problem. This educational how-to content is the top of that funnel, solving the problems that your market faces without selling. Underline, no pitch, demonstrate expertise while building awareness, right? We had Hamza on the call, on our training call a month or so ago, one of the best training sessions that we've hosted, I think, in the last couple of years. And he was literally talking about his incredible, massive growth to a million followers and above. And literally all he is doing is explaining a process in multiple different ways over and over and over and over and over again. Right? This is how you build an automation for real estate agents. This is how you build an automation for insurance agents. This is how you build an automation for roofing companies. This is how you build an automation for, etc. Over and over and over and over again. Educational how-to content so that when somebody goes to the world's largest search engine and types how to, you've got a chance of being found, right? Now there's optimization techniques and there's keywords and there's SEO for YouTube. But let's cover the biggest one. Be there, right? To be found, you've got to be findable. You've got to have that content on there. And creating the funnel in the way that I'm about to show you guys will go a long way to helping with the SEO. Okay. I'm not an SEO expert, but I will give you the best that I've got from the education that I've had so far. But the number one thing is have the content there to be found, right? Have the content there to be found. So top of funnel is educational, how to. All of the videos that you can create on YouTube, this is the bulk of the content you're going to create. Again, underline the word bulk. This is the bulk of the content. This is where you need to be creating constantly. The next level, the next tier down, you need less of this. And the bottom tier down, you don't need much of this kind of content at all. All right. You only need maybe 1, 2, or 3 videos in that bottom of funnel. So the middle of funnel, the MOFU, is case studies and social proof, right? So the top of funnel is how to solve a particular problem. The middle of the funnel is then, this is how John solved this problem. Now, if you don't have client stories to tell, that's okay. You can use other people to still have middle of funnel proof. This is how John solved the problem. He did this, this, and this. And funnily enough, that's what we do at our company. Okay. So, and you can find those case studies of people who've solved the problems that you solve because they've been talking about it on social media and you can reference them. One of the most amazing interviews I've done for the podcast series was with a guy who did not create the content. He had an interview with Steve Jobs and had an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger and had an interview with incredible people, but he wasn't interviewing them. He was giving feedback on their video. So he would pull up Steve Jobs' speech at an Apple convention, and he would then do a reaction video to that content. So you see Steve Jobs and our guide standing next to each other talking, but he's giving a reaction video to what Steve just said, right? And he had, I think when I interviewed him, he had like 4 million subscribers, had a $50,000 a month contract with a software company who was sponsoring his channel. Like, I mean, crazy stuff. And he was literally using other people's content to leverage his communication, right? So, but middle of funnel is social proof and case studies. Here's John. Here's how he solved the problem. Here's a company that Mary runs. Mary had this problem. Mary, tell us about it. We did this, this, and this, and we had it. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a template to gather testimonials. Turn the camera on or get them onto a Zoom call and go through this template. Hey, Mary, tell us about your company. Thanks. Okay, great. And what was the problem that you faced before we started working together? Well, before we started working together, I had this, this, and this. Amazing. And what made you reach out to us? Well, I really like the way that you did this, this, and this. Cool. And what's happening in the company now? Now we're at this point, and this point, and this point, right? So, who are you, and what do you do? What was the problem? Why did you reach out to us specifically? And how's your experience of working with us? And you can do that with a client on a Zoom call. And you can just say, hey, listen, thank you so much for being such an amazing customer. Can I just ask you a couple of quick questions and use it in our content? Where were you before we met? Why did you start working with us specifically? And how's things going now? All right. And that's the case studies and social proof. And then the bottom of funnel is your VSL, your visual sales letter, your pitch. This is us. This is who we are. This is the only place where you're actually saying we're the greatest and we're the best because we're here. Now, again, if majority of people start with only that content, we're the best at this, you should buy from us, right? But when you see this as a journey and a trust-based journey, this content at the bottom bounces off people like crazy unless they already are in that trust funnel with you. All right. If all we're pushing out is content that is, we're the best, we're the greatest, you should buy from us, people kind of get very tired of that very quickly. Yeah. So unless you've got all of this funnel leading people to that, then this will bounce off. But here in the bottom of funnel, this is where you have your visual sales letter, your video sales letter. This is where you have your we're the greatest, we're the best. This is how we work. This is our proven process. This is what we do with our clients. This is what you can expect when you're working with us, all wrapped into a nice 10, 15, 20-minute presentation. Okay. And people will be finding that message by first answering these problems, understand that people have worked with you before or can see social proof, and then coming to this. Yeah. Social platforms become automatic trust building machines when you strategically deploy content across this framework. So guys, I just want to come face to face again for a second. I was at a mastermind with Anik Singhal a couple of years ago, and Anik is one of the best marketers online, period. Like the man's a legend, has driven more clicks than, there are almost humans on the planet. Actually, I think that's true. He's driven more clicks than there are humans on the planet. And he said something which is exactly what I'm talking about here. He said when social media became a way of advertising, everybody went, cool, let's advertise. I mean, it makes sense, right? You've got the market. Take my money. How can I get this in front of you? And he said constantly he was seeing results that were going like this. And then he said, then he realized what social media is for. And he said, social media is for building trust. That's what Anik said social media is for. Social media is for building trust. Social media is for broadcasting content without pitching, solving a problem, offering a solution, talking about a case study. Solving problems without pitching is social media. Trust building is crazy. When you're on a webinar with somebody, why webinars convert really, really well is because people come in, they spend 60 minutes with you, and you can build trust by demonstrating expertise and going through the social proof structure before you get to the pitch, right? Webinars convert because you've got more attention hours with that particular person, right? But social media exists so that you can have that attention Build that trust long before they ever get to your sales page. All right. Now, again, this sucks, you guys. From a business marketer's point of view, this absolutely sucks, right? I've got to create all of that content. Man, what a drag. All right. Unfortunately, you can either complain about the game or you can learn the rules to play. Yeah. So as much as it sucks, this is the game. So you either stand on the sidelines or you get on the field. But one way or the other, you got to learn the rules and play. I've got a little thing that my daughter printed out for me, laminated on my screen that says you have to play to win. Those who do not play will not win. Wisdom. That can be my next T-shirt, Mr. Carl. Those who do not play will not win. You have to play to win. So as much as it sucks, if you want to win, which is make money, grow your company, exit, have a beautiful life. If you want to win, then you have to play. And to play, you need to know the rules. And the rules are trust, 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 trust. And the rules are that people don't trust and now need 11 hours of content before they trust. You got to play. All right, you got to play. So show up, score more points. Yeah, that was my T-shirt for swim team. Show up and score more points. That's it. My T-shirt when I was training for Taekwondo was simple. Keep going to training. That's it. Just keep going to training. Keep playing. Keep on the thing.
Hey,
Johan,
well,
that's a really great point. I'm shy. I'm embarrassed about what people I went to high school might think about me and my content, and now that I'm a business owner and all of that kind of stuff. Do you want to talk about that, or you want me to react?
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I actually had a couple of calls with people who are absolutely brilliant, who I haven't talked to in a long, long, long time. And I was like, dude, what's going on? Why are you not putting this out there? Why are you not talking about your genius? And they're like, I go, and I drilled down into them, and they said, when it comes down to it, I'm shy. I'm like, what are you shy about? And they're like, the people on my Facebook, my family's on there. My parents are on there, my brother, my sister, my friends who from high school, right? And I'm like, wait, your friends from high school? When's the last time you talked to them? And they're like, 20 years, but they see my stuff. So that's the reason why this person, or a couple of people actually, were not putting stuff online because they were embarrassed about what their friends from 20, 30, 40 years would think.
Who don't have any impact on their business. Now, as much as it's easy for me to say, don't worry about it. Come on, man, let's get on with it. Perception is reality, right? If that's the problem, then that's the problem. So, like I kept pointing to this, you have magic in you guys. Like this is so 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 true. The people that you went to school with aren't your audience, but again, I'll refer to my kids. My kids went to yet another social cyber security thing yesterday. The school that they go to constantly is looking to educate them on troubles with the online world, and some horror stories coming back. Ugh, awful horror stories. But one of the things that my daughter came back with yesterday was the advice being given to kids now is to have two profiles. To have two profiles. Profile number one is a public profile where you completely stay professional with your, tie done up and whatever, and you talk about your niche and your industry and your world. And profile number two is a private profile where you can connect with your friends, right? And you do not the two mix. If your friends come onto the public profile, kick them off. Nope, you're out. You and me converse in our little private chat room over here. And please, guys, for those of you who have kids, please educate them at everything that goes on in the private conversation. Chats can still be screenshotted, so don't do anything stupid. So like that's advice that's being given now. So in terms of, yeah, but what will my friends and family think? Cool. Start a second profile. And in terms of Facebook, that's what the Facebook page was built for. So it used to be that Zuckerberg, before Pages came out, he said something that I resonated with. I was like, yeah, Zuckerberg, right. He's like, what do you mean business and personal life? There's no separation between the two. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I live my business. That's exactly who I am and what I do. So all of my content is all about business stuff. There is no gap in between, but that's not the case for everybody. It's like, so now that advice is being given, have two different Gmail addresses and sign up for a different, platform content. Cool. But that's what Facebook pages were created for. So you can put all your Facebook page stuff, if you want to use Facebook, have a Facebook page and keep your profile private. Sure. Cool. No time for personal life. My business is my personal life, Stacey. Jared, did you want to unmute for a sec? You had some thoughts there?
Hey man, I just wanted to add to this. So back in 2021, I think it was the COVID times. I was fortunate because a lot more people were accessible to talk to, and so I was talking to Anthony Lay from The Mentalist, and he was on another call prior to that. He was talking about public speaking and getting more content out there. So before we caught up, he looked at my content and he goes, Jared, your content's good, but you don't do much of it. And I was probably doing like 1 minute video every 30 days. And it was taking me forever to get it together, right? It was taking ages. And he goes, oh, like why aren't you putting content out there? I'm like, oh, just busy with things, I think. And he's like, yeah, but what else? I'm like, oh, I think it's just that. He goes, all right, well, can you just put time aside for it? Anyway, he kept on going at it and at it to the point where I was starting to get frustrated with him because he knew the answer. He was trying to get it out of me. And then it ended up being fear of like what other people would think, right? Is that I had these things that I was putting out there, but I was worried about what people would think. And he goes, Jared, would you share that with a friend? And I said, yeah, of course. He goes, would you share it with a family member? I went, yeah, definitely. He goes, well, why wouldn't you just share it with a stranger then? Like that's like the least amount of judgment you're going to get.
That's really that's impressive.
Like, yeah,
that's the least amount of judgment you're going to get.
Correct.
Wow.
And when that happens, that changed everything. Like we put out 3 posts a day now, and I have no worry whatsoever about putting it out there. Like we could do more if I told the team to, but it's just amazing that I needed that perspective shift to be able to unload that. And then another thing was
that's really important. Like this is that will be the least amount of, if you would share it with your family and friends, they will judge you. But the strangers that will be the least amount of judgment. I think that's a really pivotal point.
And keep in mind, this was before like Big Bill and teleprompters and things like that were available on your phone. And so I was going, oh, when I get in front of the camera, I don't know what to say. And he goes, oh, well, back when we were talking about acting, we used to bring in props. So he got me to have something like this notepad, right? And he goes, all right, well, write down your key things on the notepad that you want to talk about. He goes, and then what we're going to do is you're going to open the video and then introduce it. And it's like, oh, hey, Jared from Boulder Digital, and I'm going to talk to you about these 3 things, blah, blah, blah. And then it doesn't look awkward if I look at it to then work out, oh, shit, what point am I up to now?
Great.
I can like go 1, 2, 3. So, I think he knows that he helped me a lot. I tell him often that he helped me a lot with that 1 hour conversation on doing that. But I help my clients a lot with this same issue because they're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's holding me back from making this content. It's normally the same thing. It's normally fear of rejection.
Perfect, man. What a great insight. That's awesome. Thank you, Jared. Yeah, that's cool. How much of your so I know like you're moving towards a real freedom streak, which I'm super proud of you for. How much of your how many of your client interactions or initial conversations or sales calls is coming from your content now?
All of it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Thank you very much. I hope you've taken away the gold of today's conversation. That was Jared.
I tell you what, it makes it so easy now. I don't even think about content. And the best content comes out when you're on calls with people because it couldn't be more true. Like the things that you're saying, the things that they're saying, like it's not rehearsed. It's real stuff.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
Hey, I'm gonna chime in here. Where am I? Here I am. Cool. So Jared has really shown up the last year, and we've seen this ramp up. Hey, Walt, where'd you go?
I'm still here, bro. I'm just little now.
I know. Just seeing you ramp up, seeing you being present in all the groups, seeing you post in all the threads, and then just adding value always has led to this moment, which I believe that this is going to be the pivotal month, right? Do you want to share about what's happened this month?
Not really.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. Come and hold the trophy up when you're done.
It's all good. We'll just say it's a pretty big month.
No. Just come and hold the trophy up when you're done, mate. No, you're good. You're good.
No. Like I'll kind of touch on it though because it is a really big milestone, and I'm super proud of it because when you're in business, you're trying to work your way out, you're trying to get through it. And man, oh man, have I had some challenges. And when I had one of my biggest challenges was when I met you two. And I say that you saved my life because I mean that. And I say that to you all the time. And I got to finally say it to you in person when we're at the SaaSpreneur event. But you go through the hardships, and a lot of those challenges come from learnings, so that you can be better as a human being, help other people. And the biggest thing that I focused on for this year was, how do I impact as many lives as possible? How do I show up for other people? How do I help out in other ways? And so being present on those calls, and offering my time to help them, or help them try and work out strategy and stuff like that. This year, it's paid off in dividends. Like, I 3 times SaaSpreneur in Sydney in the first 2 weeks of coming back home. I connected 2 people because I just went, these guys would make so much money helping people together. So I connected them. The guy that I connected goes, Jared, I've got a group with 70,000 people. Please post in there whenever you want, like, sell your shit, jump on lives, like, love everything that you're doing. And these are things that I'm not expecting to come out of these connections. It's purely just, how do we connect and collaborate? And that's led to me having my biggest record breaking month this month as well, which is just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And it just comes from being a good person.
That is absolutely terrific.
Well
Like,
done, man.
just
Well done.
incredible. So good, Jared. Well done. And I love that. It's like, I decided to turn up and serve as many people as I possibly could. And the reality is, that's the only way we make money, right? So I loved, my first digital mentor was Jim Rohn, when he said, you don't get paid by the hour, you get paid, all of us, we don't get paid by the hour. We get paid by the value we deliver to that hour. And how do you deliver more value per hour? How do you make more money? You deliver more value per hour. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can work 10 times as hard, or you can serve 10 times more people in that same hour, right? So serving more of the marketplace more often is the way to make more money, because you get paid for the value you deliver in an hour. Jared, amazing, dude. Well done. So, so, so cool. That time we spent on the back of the ship in Sydney, shivering and cold, was
Normal
awesome,
weather
man.
for a Tassie person.
Yeah, right. For you, you were t-shirt and shorts, man. That was fun. But no, it was good.
That was an awesome moment, man. I'll remember that forever, eh?
Me too. Me too. That was really cool. That was amazing. So, guys, playing the game. So, Jared's telling the story of turning up, turning on the camera, getting rid of your own restrictions on doing that, using tools and props to help you in the journey, and 3xing your business in 90 days, all right, and achieving freedom and lifestyle and, incredible things along the way. If you want to win the game, you need to play the game. And again, as much as it sucks, you need to play. Billie Jean said, the one who's going to win this game is the one who's playing it. Because what's really, 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 really apparent. So, guys, just give me a show of hands to, like, use the raise hand thing down the bottom of the bar, or drop a one in the chat. Let's do the standard thing. Drop a one in the chat if this is something that you've experienced. You've somewhere in the last 90 days been doom scrolling Facebook and said, "Oh man, there's no new content on here. It's all ads. There's nothing on here that is actually of any interest at all. I don't see my friend stuff. I don't see anything. Facebook's turned into somewhere useless." Tell me if you've said that somewhere in the last 90 days or 6 months. I know I have many times. Like, oh, this is just all rubbish. Why? Because nobody's doing it. Nobody's turning up with content. Like, I'm seeing Austin Armstrong post 10 times a day. I'm seeing, I think he's having a competition with Jonathan Mast trying to do the same thing. Like, they're doing their 10 times posts, and they're the only ones that we see. So, Billie Jean, the one who's going to win this game is the one who are playing it, because most aren't. It's like, whoa, okay, cool. Most aren't even playing. Nigel, I don't scroll Facebook. So I met somebody yesterday who doesn't have a Facebook account. I was like, man, Mark Zuckerberg is so pleased to hear that. It means he's still got some growth left. Wow. But yeah, I don't scroll Facebook. It's like, but again, like, focus on YouTube, you guys. Focus on YouTube. Think about the people that are coming to those platforms. Facebook is for sitting on the toilet, all right? YouTube is where you go to solve a problem. And the people that you want to attract the attention of are the ones who have a problem. And that's where you can get their interest. All right, cool. Let me just carry on through. Jared, thank you so much, mate. Jumping in. All right, so content. We've got to do it. I hope I've convinced you. Right? Let's go. So a couple of weeks ago, we released the Profiler as a GPT. Identifying your perfect client. Our profiler helps you create crystal clear definitions of your ideal customer profile, including demographic precision, psychographic insights, and pain point analysis. Why is that important? Well, because if I want to get the attention of a specific group of people, right? If I want to get the attention of a specific group of people, I first need to A, know who that person is, and B, know what makes them tick so that I can talk to them in a specific way. So we released something called the profiler. Now, I'm going to run a couple of these things together. The profiler, again, if you've seen any of the stuff that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, has been all about, we like offered to do these profiles for free and had a whole bunch of people just throw their website address into the comments. And then I used this profiler and profiled their website and created a nice 7-page report live on the call. And guess what that is? That's my MoFu content, right? That's my middle of funnel content. Hey, I'm doing this for Stacy. Stacy's website is X. Here's her profile, right? And now we're starting to see the results of that, of people just seeing us produce that content, right? So my top of funnel content is why it's important to understand and to profile your customer. My middle of funnel content is let's do this for some people. And then my bottom of funnel content is let's do this for you, right? So the profiler was where we started from. And if I come down here, so as you guys know, we have a retail version of what you guys have to sell with White Label Suite as well. So ours is called Prospect Falcon. And we've got this profiler that we've put into the sidebar, and it works with a website and a couple of quick questions. Okay, so anybody who wants us to do this live, drop your website in and I'll do this for you as we're going through. And Johan, that doesn't count you. Johan was my first comment of White Label Suite, profile White Label Suite. It's like, dude, we've got that. Boulder Digital. Thanks, Jared. Let's jump in and do Jared's right here. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate you, man. All right, so jumping over to Jared's site, boulderdigital.com.au. Cool. So here's Jared's site. Looks great. So unlock hidden customers with your free Google business audit. Are you wasting time doing the ings? I love it. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Amazing. Super cool. Great website. So now what we're going to do is run a profile for Jared. Okay. So all we need to do is just click on let's get started. And it's going to ask me to drop in the website, which I will just do there. It's going to analyze that website and you'll see that happen live. So it's going to analyze the website, it'll index it, it'll go right through it and come back with some things. All right, so here's what it's come up with. What you offer is this, all right? You've got additional services there, broader platform, so it's really understood that website content really quickly, all right? So what are the impacts? What's the company background? All right, really cool, amazing. So some clarifying questions, 4 quick questions. What's the specific outcome your ideal client is looking for? Now, the way that this system is built, it gives me examples, all right, which are pretty close to the content. So to save time, I'm just going to grab them and use the examples that ChatGPT has come up with. So what are your clients trying to achieve by using this service? Let me just paste that in here. All right, done. Cool. So now it says, okay, so they're trying to save hours, generate new leads, reduce ad spend while boosting conversions. That's what we're trying to achieve when people work with Boulder Digital. So your ideal clients are looking to save time, generate more leads, lower ad spend. Cool. Question 2 of 4. What alternatives do your potential clients currently use or consider? Now, again, it's given specific alternatives that it's picked up with from the site. I'm going to use those as my facts and move on. So they could use HubSpot, VA services, other CRMs, agencies, or freelancers. Great. So these are the competition. What's unique or better about you? All right. So I'm just going to do this for the saving of time, but you might want to change those answers. Tech, pricing, support, results. That's what we do better than anyone else. Great. Fantastic. And then this one, I'll make something up here, Jared. But what do your best clients have in common? Let me just drop something in here real quick. They are typically businesses doing 2 to 5 million with 7 employees and over who have an average ticket price of $5,000 to $10,000. Cool. That's what my average best clients have in common. Now, $10,000. Cool. Great. So now watch what happens. And again, remember why we're here, folks. We're here to bridge the trust gap. Step number 1 is bridge the trust gap with who, right? Bridge the trust gap with my ideal client, please. Okay. So now it's got this report. the website, the product service that's offered, who is the ideal client, firmographic details, their business size, the team size, a high ticket size, likely industries, home services, professional services, coaching, consulting, healthcare, real estate, financial services, primarily English speaking, psychographics, they're ambitious, growth oriented, value efficiency and automation, tech curious, frustrated with agency dependency or patchwork tech stacks, want to scale without ballooning costs. What kind of behavioral patterns do they do? Guys, do you see how valuable this is, by the way? Like, just because something's quick to produce doesn't mean it's not valuable. Johan and I were talking when we were running agency, we used to charge $5,000 to produce this kind of information. Know your customer. Why? Because if I can find where they hang out, so what kind of content are they looking for? What kind of groups should I join on Facebook? What kind of podcasts do they listen to? What kind of communities do they turn up in? Small to medium enterprise expos, digital marketing summits, AI automation events. Well, then, hey, where should I be? Right? Do you see how value this is? How to approach them. Now, this is where you start to get really psychological. Instead of just dropping out content, now we can talk to specific pain points. Right? And we've done this with a website and 4 really quick and easy questions to answer. So now we're starting to look at who are the ideal prospects, the job titles. I should be looking for founders and CEOs or managing directors of coaching and consulting companies or home improvement businesses. All right, amazing. Now, what can I do with that information considering I've got a targeted leads tool? I could look for managing directors of home improvement companies and know that I've got a pretty good shot, right? Amazing. What kind of keywords should I be looking for in my content? Companies to target, marketing agencies, real estate lead firms, high-end business consultants. Now, if only I had a leads tool where I could look for business consultants. If only I could do that. Wow, that'd be amazing. All right. So you can see why we created this GPT this way, right? Guys, hang on a second. Let me just do this. I'm going to give you this GPT. It's yours. You put your brand on it. You can use it. Don't worry. It's our gift to you. You will have the entire thing. Just stick with me for a few more minutes and I'll give it to you. All right. So but guys, just give me a little bit of feedback, right? And Stacey, and if only you could automate that search, well, damn, wouldn't your clients be happy? Right? So, hey Nathan, we did a profile report for you. Nathan Klug, thanks for jumping in, man. How good was the profile report that was created? Nathan, if you want to, we did that. Nathan, you were one of the first to comment on my post, so I appreciate that, man. And we did that profile. We put that content on our YouTube channel and gave you back a report. I can't unmute. No, you cannot. But I can unmute you because I have the click-worthy power. Let me see if I can do that. 1 second. I thought I had the click-worthy power. Let's get Nathan. There we go. Nathan, you should be good to go. Hey, man.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah, got you, bro. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, no, glad to. Always excited about stuff that you guys put together.
Amazing. And so thank you, mate. You were one of the first that commented on the post, hey, let's profile your site. What did you think when we got that profile report back to you?
It was great. So there was some pointers that were in there of people that we can target, and just some of their psychography of like where to look for them, how they're thinking, and things like that. They gave us some extra insights on being able to change around some content, and then of course the direct translation too, because we use White Label Suite as well, to then finding those people using the tool. There's some keywords and things like that we were able to use from creating the ideal client profile. So it was very helpful, gave some good insights, and it's something that we want to. I've already talked to some of our accounts and things like that because it's a super easy, valuable tool that a lot of people aren't thinking about.
Wow, thank you, man. So good. Like in a couple of seconds, we are able to deliver back. Now, Nathan is in marketing. Nathan is a professional marketer. And just because, maybe we know this stuff, but it's been a while and you might just go, oh, yeah, great, amazing. So Nathan, can I just ask you a quick question, as a soundbite so I can get this on camera? Knowing that information about your marketing, do you feel you could get better results?
Yes. The very easy answer is yes. And it's the phrase that the cobbler has no shoes concept, that we do this stuff for all of our clients and we want them to succeed and then forget to look at it for ourselves. And that's why sometimes hearing other people coaching is and information like that. It's not always about the information itself because we all know it. It's about the timing of the information and realizing how it applies to yourself.
I love it. Thank you, man. So when I'm doing these little profile videos, if you guys have seen any of them at all, what I say is there's a little line that I've got that I put up on screen. Before you spend another dollar on marketing or another minute in trying to get attention, wouldn't it be great to know this? Right? Imagine if you knew this about your customer before you went out there trying to get their attention. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, by the way, we'll give it to you for free. Come on in, right? So the way, guys, just to kind of close that loop, and Nathan, thank you, man, appreciate you. Just to close that loop, the way we're using these GPTs at the moment in our own marketing is we are giving away that profiler. We're literally giving it away, getting people. Now, we're not giving it away in exchange for nothing. We're giving it away in exchange for opting in. Give us your name and email address and you can have it, right? So we've created again, for the guys who've got white label suite, we created a package inside of our program with 0 credits. So it's literally just access only. And when they access the tool, there's the profiler in the sidebar and they get to use it for free. But we get their what? Contact details. And we get the content details of who? The people that are interested in finding out new clients and markets. Wicked cool. And again, I will give you the instructions to create these GPTs for yourself so you can do the same thing. Whatever we do so you guys can learn from, all right? So thank you, Nathan. All right, so now we know and understand who our ideal client is, and I'm running out of time. I want to make sure that we get to this content bridge as fast as possible. So I've got all this amazing stuff about Jared's business and some really cool ideas here. Now, what we're going to do is copy and paste, right? So I'm just going to grab all of this information. This is my Boulder Digital profile report, okay? So I'm going to start from there and just grab it and put it into a Word doc is going to be my go-to for now. All right, so now I've got Jared's profile report and I'll shoot this over to you, Jared, if you'd like afterwards. So let me save this up. Save as. All right, Prospect Fountain, where am I? Profile reports, that'll do me. Generated reports. This is Boulder. Right. Cool. So now I've got a pretty cool profile report, right? Of what kind of clients we should be attracting. Now, once we understand that profile report, then coming back to my little presentation here, once we get this information about who we're trying to attract, the next thing we do is we look at what strategy are we going to use to get their attention. Now, there's a lot of different strategies out there, right? There's emailing them. That's a strategy, right? There's running an event like we're doing at the end of this month. That's a strategy. There's getting people on a podcast. That's a strategy. So the best strategies that Johan and I have come up with over the last 4 or 5 years of working together, we've put into a very detailed format so that you can play the game and win. All right. So our second little GPT here is called the Strategist, and it works like a marketing consultant. So what we do again is in our system here, I've got the Strategist, and let me just open this up. And this has got these plays built in so that you can get the attention of the people that you're looking for in the right way. Made it one button simple for the Australians in the audience. And I've just gone, cool, let's get started. Please answer this one question. What are you looking to achieve with your marketing right now? I want to attract more leads. Cool. So let's see. You wanted to attract more leads. What is the website or product? So now I can not answer that and I can actually just upload the report that we have straight from Jared. So let me grab that. Profile reports, generated reports, Boulder, done. Profile upload. Done. All right. So now it's creating a play of what should work based on what you're trying to achieve and who your customers are. This is what Boulder does. Your positioning is powerful, all right? Current opportunity, recommended playbooks, top 5 for lead generation, what we call the Agoji sequence. This is the plan. So these are the top 5 strategies that we recommend to run. All right, the influencer interview magnet, the personal loom audit, which is really cool. All right, the authority asset giveaway and icebreaker DMs, right? So these are the ways, and a little bonus here if you want to be the best, educate first, sell second, etc. Now, the way that the strategist works, I won't go into too much detail here because I'm running out of time and I want to get to the content piece. But we go, I really like number one. Tell me the steps. Literally, this strategist is designed to be your marketing consultant in your pocket. Cool. This is who you're looking for. This is what you're going to do. Step 1, do this. Step 2, write the messages like this. Step 3, do this, this, and this. Step 4, do this, this, and this. Hey, I'm stuck. I need a hand. I didn't get this. What happened here? All right. So your strategist is designed to be your marketing consultant in your pocket. Right. So does this have every marketing strategy on the planet? No. We can only offer the expertise of the ones that we've tried and used in the best possible way. So now what I'm going to do is, using advanced technology of copy and paste, I'm going to create a little copy and paste of that document as well. All right, cool. Save that as the Bolder Strategist. Cool. So cool. And now we get to the last piece. Right? So now we know who we're trying to reach. We know what we're going to do with that client when we get them, or to get their attention. And now we get to what we've been talking about for the last 60 minutes, bridging the trust gap by creating content that will talk to that specific audience. Now, here's where I want to emphasize. The content that is about to be shown here, and I'll show you this one, is designed to bridge the trust gap. It's designed to speak to the ideal client about their pain points with your strategies in mind, right? It's not random point and shoot. It's not, what should I think about? What should I talk about? How can I get this onto the thing today? It's not, oh my God, I need to create content and I can't think of anything I could possibly say. It's designed to work with your ideal clients, their pain points, psychographics and demographics, and your strategies that you want to run, right? So it generates top of funnel awareness content. It maps that content to specific platforms and audiences, creates calendars for you to publish, develops messaging that resonates with your clients and pain point, and build content that naturally guides prospects through your trust funnel. Let me show you how it works. So we go, cool. Let's now get to the content builder. And we go like this. Built for Australians, one click simple, go, all right? Let's get started. And we go like this. It actually says, hey, have you got those reports? Do you have the profile report? Do you have the strategist report? Remember those ones that I copy and pasted? Yeah, I do. Now, if you don't, it'll just ask you a bunch of questions and you have to answer them all again. But if you do, you just upload those reports. So there's the strategist, there's the profiler, done. Let that upload, ta-da, and go. Done. Now it knows exactly who we are, knows who our clients are, knows what we're trying to achieve, the brand tone, the strategic hooks, the growth tactics that we're implementing, now generating your content. Now, this is a very, 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 very large output, because it's going to generate for you 30 days of content on 3 different platforms. So it's going to create day 1 on LinkedIn, day 1 on Facebook, day 1 on Instagram, for 30 days worth of content, right? Now it's got image instructions. If you're using Midjourney or even ChatGPT, you can drop that in and create an amazing image. It gives you the post title and the actual body of the post, taking out all of the unnecessary emojis and that kind of stuff. So you can literally create an image, copy and paste the post title, copy and paste the content, and your content for LinkedIn is done today. Content for Instagram is done today. Content for Facebook is done today. Cool. And there's day 2. And there's day 3. And there's day 4. And there's day 5. And there's day 6. For the Australians in the audience, 7 is next. So 7, 8, 9, all right? Up to 30 days. So now what happens is, what happens when you run out of steam on day 16 of posting this and, oh my God, I forgot to do it. Cool, just come back in and run your content builder again. No probs. Create a whole new scope, no probs. Changing directions, easy as. Go back into my strategist, create a new strategy for the month. No worries. Now come back and create your content. Now I'm going to let this scroll all the way to the bottom, because we're up to day 16 here, and now we've got to the video content, which is what I wanted to get to, right? Part 2, YouTube creation table, 10 full scripts, the title of your video, why your CRM is costing you 10,000 a month. Now, what we know from content is you need to hook in that first 3 seconds, right? So, hey, your CRM's not broken. It's just not built to close high ticket sales. Amazing. Here's my script. Most $2 million plus businesses, talking to my specific audience, are leaking revenue every month. It's not from ad spend, it's from your CRM. Da, 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 da. Here's my script. Here's my description that I post into YouTube. Here's my hashtags. Here's my tags. And if I'm super nervous about getting on camera, I just copy and paste that into N8N and get it to create a faceless video for me. Done. How do we bridge the trust gap? We bridge the trust gap by understanding who our client is, understanding what keeps them up at night, and why should they find you and work with you. We create that profile and we say, cool, got some really good insights about what I should be talking about. Amazing, right? Now I want to run a couple of different strategies this month. I want to kind of, work a few different angles. Cool, no problems. And now I want to create angles and content on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube over and over and over and over and over and over again. Guys, I want you to do this for you. And I want you to do this for your clients. This is a $10,000 a month strategy. Do this for your clients. Give them this information, all right? Let me come back. I'm running out of time. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Let me just jump in here. Guys, can you just give me some feedback? High fives. Cool. Hot dogs is Nathan. Nice. Cool. Awesome. Great. Hope you guys are loving it. Cool. Let's jump in. So building that content is so crucial. The tofu, mofu, bofu journey, right? Tofu, mofu, bofu, something easy to remember and fun to say, and people will ask you what you mean by it. That tofu funnel, that top of funnel is awareness and education. It's that high value content. That's what the content builder has given you. The middle of funnel, as we said, interview those clients or use that leveraged approach to get other people's journey. And then the bottom of funnel is, you know what? This is what we do and how we do it, okay? The $12,000 easiest sale ever, the trust funnel close, all right? Johan, again, our incredible business leader that he is, gets on sales calls with people. And this was one of the best ones. He sends me videos of his sales calls. And this was the best one ever. The guy jumps on the call and says, actually, Johan, what was the first thing he said to you on that call? Can you remember? I found you.
Dude, I've had 300 calls this week. I don't know which one you're talking about.
You'll know when I say, I found you.
On the internet?
Remember what he said? I found you where? Where did I find you?
On the internet.
I found you on the internet. Was the first thing he said on that sales call. Hi, Johan, I found you on the internet. And he had, guys, I want you to hear this. He had watched 15 hours of our content. 15 hours of our content. Now, how much impact did that particular customer consuming 15 hours of our content have on us? 0, because content was already there. And remember what I said, rule 1 of the game? You want to play the game, you have to be on the field. So the content needs to be there so that they can absorb 15 hours of content.
I got a new one for you.
Oh, I think we're running out of time, but let's come through.
No, go finish up.
Okay, cool. So he found us on the internet, absorbed 15 hours of our content without us even knowing that he was there. Then he reached out to us and established contact. 20 minutes later, just make sure we're real people, sent us $12,000. Good? Pretty cool? Not bad. Money in the bank and happily referring others. Very, very easy sale. The easy button, the trust journey. All right, guys, I want you to get into this and we'll wrap it quick. So automating this trust journey. Number 1, use white label suite leads to draw the prospects into the content. So here's a massive change of thinking. We're not using the white label suite leads tool to pitch. Hey, John, I saw you're a salesperson and I thought you'd be interested in this tool. How about, hey, John, We're just putting up some amazing content on YouTube for salespeople. Notice that you're in the space. I thought you could benefit from our tofu, mofu, bofu funnel video. All right. I've got zero trust with this person, but they're asking zero impact from me. Watch a 2-minute video on how to improve my leads. Use the lead tool to invite people to the content and let the content build the trust for you. Number 2, please, 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 pixel and track everything. Pixel and track. Get pixels on all your pages. Track your YouTube visitors. Like use your Google stuff to get building audiences and stuff like that. So now when they're absorbing content, you're pixeling them so that they get shown your next tofu content, your next mofu content, right? You retarget them with that middle of funnel content. Hey, you watched the short video on how to create content online. I thought you might be interested in how John achieved incredible results with that. Retarget to mofu funnel, right? And then convert with that bottom of funnel messaging system. This systematic approach creates automated trust building engines that work 24/7, converting even completely unaware prospects into sales ready buyers. All right. So guys, again, I hope I'm singing that well enough. Last slide. So Johan, I did have more time. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought I had more than that. Jump in.
Oh, it's all good. And I was just saying, Jared.
I didn't mean to shut you off. No, I'm going to pay for that later. Just
kidding. Jared said that he came to us from the 20 free leads campaign. I was like, wow, cool. Because I asked him, how'd you get into our world? And then the other one I wanted to share was a guy was on a call I don't know, I was on a webinar a couple of days ago actually with Gary Capps, and a guy messaged me from there, and he's like, I had to shut my camera off and I started crying. I didn't want you to see a grown man cry. Your story resonated with me. I then went on and spent the entire morning and watched 6 hours of you guys' content, and I'm signing up. Like, wow. So there you go.
So Mark asked, do you think a podcast can support the social media with boosting trust? Perhaps segments on the podcast should be tofu, mofu, bofu. Yeah. So I spent $1,800 after hearing a particular person on one of Tim Ferriss's podcasts, because the way she was talking about it, and it was for a social media tool, can't remember the name of it now. They sold it to Hootsuite, I think. So she sold it for $100 million or whatever. But it was a social media scheduling tool. I spent $1,800 after hearing her on a Tim Ferriss podcast. So that was no, it wasn't Buffer. It was Octo something. But yeah, it was yes. The answer is yes. So there's 2 ways to use podcasts, right? Number 1, be a guest on other people's podcasts, right? So hey, Fred, saw your podcast where you're educating swim coaches or whatever. I'd love to be a guest. Have done that all my life. Give me a spot. I'll come and show up. So you can be a guest on other people's podcasts, or you can host your own. Now, here's how to host your own. And this is one of the strategies in the Strategist, just super quickly. If you think about the people you're trying to reach and you go one level up in the authority, that's who you want to have as a guest on your podcast. What do I mean by that? If I'm trying to reach real estate investors as my market, then what I want to ask myself is, who do the real estate investors listen to? They listen to these guys. Okay, that's who I want to guest with. That's who I want to be on. That's who I want on my call. So now I interview an influencer and I just talk them up. Man, I love your content. It was amazing. Tell me how you got started in this space, right? And I interview that person. Why? Because what I'm looking for is that person sharing, going, man, I had a great experience with Walt on his podcast. Go and listen to the episode. Click. And the people they share with are your ideal customers, right? So if you think about who am I trying to reach profile, who do they listen to? Go up, and that's who you should be getting onto a podcast with you, right? Do a great job. Talk them up. In our presentation that I've got there, we're trying to reach salespeople, right? So I interviewed a sales trainer who was an influencer, 2.5 million followers on Instagram, right? Did an interview, sent the guy a gift basket, cost us $100 out of Amazon to send the gift basket. When the interview came out, he went click, and we got 46,000 views onto our content from our targeted audience with one interview and a gift basket. How much would it cost you to get 46,000 eyeballs of your ideal market? I bet you it's a heck of a lot more than an hour and a gift basket. We interviewed the guy, made him look like a rock star. So when the content came out, he shared it with his audience, and his audience are my ideal customer. Blocked. right? Again, that's in the strategist. So guys, thank you. I was really excited to present this content because I really feel like as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we're constantly asking ourselves, why am I getting more sales? How can I get the attention of more people? How can I get more people in my funnel? What can I do to bring more people in? And how can I do it without spending a fortune? Social media, right? Tofu, mofu, bofu content, creating content that educates your ideal customer, using your tool to invite them to consume it and letting the platforms bring them through that journey, right? Again, I was really excited to bring this to you because it made such an impact on me. There's a linking strategy that you should be aware of. Never, 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 never have an outbound link on your tofu or mofu content. On your educational content, do not send people to your sales page. Why? Because your platforms want to keep people on platform. They reward time spent viewing, right? So YouTube wants to keep people on YouTube. Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. So all of your tofu content, tofu, top of funnel, all of your educational how-to content should link to mofu content. So, you know, when you get on the video and it says, watch this video next, right? So in your description, in your actual content on YouTube, the written piece, link only to another YouTube video. Do not link to your sales page from tofu content. If they want to find you, they'll find you, right? But the point is you want the platforms to optimize your delivery. Let me say that again. They've got billions of people. You want them to do a good job for you. Don't send people off platform, otherwise they kind of don't like you too much. Tofu content, all of your findable content should only ever link to other tofu content or mofu content, middle of funnel. So, hey, this is how you profile clients. Would you like to see how Jared got some great results by running a profile? Cool. Click to a 90-second clip of Jared talking about how great his profile was. Cool. And then if you'd like to see how to do this for your business, watch this content next. Tofu content links to mofu content, links to bofu content, and only the bofu content links to your sales page. Yeah, guys? So education links to case studies links to sales pitch links to book a call or get off platform and come and speak to me. That's how to optimize for your delivery and consumption. Yeah, cool. Or use first content. Yeah, that's an old trick. That's an old trick. Manolo, use first content for a link. I still think you're better off keeping them on platform and not linking them off at all until that bofu content. Only when they're like, if they're ready to buy, they'll find you, right? But the fact that you're not pitching builds more trust than if you do. The fact that you are not pitching at all makes people go, I like this guy. He's great. He's not even trying to sell me anything. What's his next video all about? I love this guy. He's amazing. What is it? Oh, cool. Oh, I can buy something from him. Great. Let me drop that into my browser. Yeah. So again, Hormozi said, give until they ask. Right? It used to be jab, jab, right hook, Vaynerchuk, give content, drop a link. Now it's like give until they're begging. So just sell me something, please. All right, Hormozi does it really well. But if you can do that, tofu, mofu, bofu, don't ask for anything. Just give them, give. Mofu, give examples, case studies, testimonials, how we did it, what we do, how we work, bottom of funnel, how we do it for you. This is what we do. This is what our expertise is. If you'd like to know more, links underneath. All right, cool, guys. Done. So endeth the soapbox for the day. Hopefully this has been valuable content. If I want to you guys to take anything away, it's this. You got to play to win. You got to play to win. And I bet you that you wish you started creating content 6 months ago. And my hope is that you're not still saying that 6 months from today, because the 6 months are going to pass anyway. And if you can just run that content builder and just turn the camera on, if you can't post every day, I get it. But if you can post 3 times a week, you're doing better than most, right? So just turn it on, read from the script. You're talking to the pain points. You're doing content that's deliberate for your ideal market. And in 6 months' time, you will thank me for it. All right, cool. Done. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for
Oh,
it
the
now.
GPTs. Thank you. All right. The GPTs. Sorry, guys. Of course. whitelabelsuite.com/GPTs. whitelabelsuite.com/GPTs with the S at the end. And you guys can build your own GPTs, the exact same ones that I showed you. We've given you the complete instructions of building these. So let me just open that up while everybody's madly copying that link in. whitelabelsuite.com/GPTs. right? Every single one that we just ran through, you can come in and it's got the full instructions, the title, the description, the conversation starter, the prompt. You just literally copy and paste that in. Obviously, replace Prospect Falcon with your own product. Okay. Same thing. Copy and paste. Right. Got a couple others there. The content builder. It's all there. The prompts that we use to build those GPTs are yours, guys. I want you to grow your business by educating people. They're yours. Our gift to you. Go and put them in your own sidebar. Give them away for free. Use them yourself, and you're good to go. Awesome. Worthy?
You rock. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Walt. What a way to
Awesome.
start our morning, eh? It's awesome.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
Awesome, guys. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the fact that being here for an hour and a bit takes the time out of your day. And time's the only thing that you can't get more of. So the value of that, I really respect. Thank you so much for jumping in. Tell your friends if they want to come and be part of the White Label Suite world. Actually, grab your affiliate link and tell your friends with the link and get paid for doing it. We're going to be launching this event 28th, 29th, and 30th. Kyle, can you drop the link back in for register for your tickets? I think it's unofficialghlsummit.com, if I remember correctly. Too many links in my life, but
Yep.
it's unofficial.
I got it, Kyle.
Thanks, man. So
Good.
come and register for the event. We are going to be bringing the best of the best of the best people from our knowledge, from our networks, from our connections, from the GHL world. The top 1% of people across that space are going to be right there with you. Stacey, the content builder is right there on that GPT link. So whitelabelsuite.com/GPTs with the S at the end, and you will get all of them for free. You can build them yourself and create and go. Cool, guys. Again, appreciate it. Johan, any last words?
Thank you. Looking forward to next week. It's going to fly by. So we'll see you then.
Let's go.
Make some content. See you guys. Bye-bye.
See you guys. See you soon.